Hey, Torch Moms. We're back with another episode of the Torch Mom podcast, which aims to empower moms to live their lives to the fullest, embracing their desires and passions without guilt or judgment. Through open and honest conversations, we hope to create a space that encourages self expression, self exploration, and self acceptance for all mothers. Backstage, we have Indigo, a torch mom taking on risk and crushing hate daily. We're going to bring her up and get this talk started.
Hey, how you
Hey.
doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. I thought I'd have this J roll. I thought I was gonna be like one of my tangents.
Look,
I'm
trying
good
to
in
get it
yourself.
together. I'm
Amen.
great. I'm great. Can't complain. Can't complain at all. I'm so excited that you took the time out to share space with us and, share some light.
Mhm. Oh yes, always ready to share my light. Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
All right. Well, let's get this torch talk rocking. Okay. I'm going to start off with asking you to share with us the journey of becoming a spiritual warrior and how it has influenced your role as a mother.
Ooh, jumped right into it, huh? Oh, let's do it. Like I said, I wish this J was rolled already. But yeah. So becoming a spiritual warrior. Definitely, I mean, like as with any like warrior, story, I feel like there's a conception, what I'm saying? There's life before you realize that there was a war or some type of conflict. It may have been happening over there in some other town to somebody else, but until it comes to your town, it doesn't become like your story and stuff like that. So I would say like it's definitely been like a journey, like for sure, like a journey. Like I can literally think into past what is it, renditions of myself, past
Mhm,
versions of myself, like
mhm.
as solid blocks of identity,
Okay.
and so like I like to think of life as a video game. So there's level 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course there's an end to a game. There's no game that just like the concept is just goes on forever or whatever. There needs to be some achievements or some levels and stuff like that, sense of accomplishment. So I would say like my conception, as far as like a spiritual warrior, like I was always intuitive, but I lived like a pretty sheltered life, like up until about 18 was when I left home. And I was raised in like a smaller town in upstate, and everything's it's not even town, it's like a city, but it has a town feel because everybody know everybody, and it
Mhm,
takes 15 minutes
mhm.
to get everywhere, like one of
Yeah.
them places. So I grew up in like a little cocoon, of just like, I was aware of myself, knew myself, but I didn't really have that many, actual life experiences. I read a lot, but as far as like life experiences, I didn't have a lot. So when I went off to college, that was like my first time being out and about in the world, of the world, in the world, and everything like that, and exposed to more worldly things without that structure that was set by my family and my parents and everything like that. So I would say that that's when it started, because like yeah, that was like diving into worldly things, like
Right.
that was the
Right.
initiation, then that's where the war started. Like that's when I had some different experiences with personal relationships, and just the juxtaposition between how I saw myself and how the situation developed.
Mhm.
It was never really my nature to really be like a victim, or to like I was always like a go-getter. I was
Rather
always
be
decent
victorious.
student. Yeah, like my identity was like really conflated a little bit, because like I was really a multi-talented child in a small predominantly white city town. And I was always told I was good, I was smart, I was this, I was that, and and that was a large part of my identity. Like I felt, I did things to get those results, but like that was a part of my ego, so my ego had to get broken down. Number on your girl. Let me tell you that daily death ain't no joke. Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
like he the OG. Like I was like, man,
Okay.
they did to you was just a percentage of me, man. You got it. Tip my hat.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I mean, I could get into more,
Mm-hmm.
but as far as like addressing the question, like yeah, when I went out into the world, that's when I was exposed to worldly things, and that's when it was like a battle between myself and the world wanted me to show up.
Okay. Okay. And so as a multifaceted entrepreneur, how do you balance various ventures with your role as a mother?
Gotcha. So I'm a natural caregiver.
Okay.
Like I will, you put me in the room with especially children, but I mean older people, people that need something. Like I'm an intuitive, I'm an empath, like I'm a Virgo, I'm an INFJ. Like I will be of service. Yeah, there's no, there's nothing that what I'm saying. Like that's my core. That's my core. I don't need accolades or nothing like that. So being a mom, I was the oldest of five. And so that made me like the third parent in general to my siblings and everything like that. The youngest is 15 years younger than me, so I was low-key a teen mom.
Mm-hmm.
I had my first son when I was
Mm-hmm.
22ish, early 20s and stuff like that. I was still in school, so honestly my journey was like backwards. Like I had to Benjamin Button my sense of self. My identity was so tied into others and othering, that my journey actually I just had to really just make a mess, at an age where people are supposed to have it all together, and
Mm-hmm.
like so yeah, the past 10, 15 years has been just like me figuring who I am, because the mom thing, that's first nature, second nature. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a caregiver. Like, but as far as balancing, I will say that, of course, like with more children comes more balancing and, more balancing of like their needs. And, I have the different age ranges as well. So it's like I have an infant, I have, a 5-year-old and a soon to be, teen, 13-year-old going on 13. So those are all different developmental stages that get different versions of me. I'm realizing, even me, like I'm coming into realizations, like even though I have the early childhood care training as well as experience, and like I said, oldest of five, and just a natural, just caregiver, nurturer. Um, it's still amazing to me just how much as the daily parts of being a mom and wanting to aspire. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
like that's why I do what I do too, because it's just it's different. It's a different animal when you got to care for yourself while while healing, while caring for others and in their
Mm-hmm.
core time, especially when you realize how important childhood trauma and generational trauma is, and and then being mindful of not what we're passing on and what we're not passing on. To me, that's like from a spiritual standpoint, that's the bigger challenge. As I'm working through these things, sometimes I'm not as present as I want to be, and and that's where the ego death comes in. It's like it's
Mm-hmm.
not as present as you want to be, but you got to give it up to the higher power to have them be good, because they know, what I'm saying, your guides, your ancestors, and everybody, they know what you need to be doing at this point in time. And sometimes
Mm-hmm.
it's what I'm saying, it's really hard. Like I love what you said in your intro as far as like, no guilt and expressing yourself, because honestly, as moms, like we're taught as soon as you have that baby, there's really your chopped liver. You know what I'm saying? But like a lot of us, especially of color women, we have healing to do, especially if we are blessed enough to have those life challenges to even awaken us to the point where it's just like, no, this ain't me. This ain't how I see myself. This ain't what I want. You know what I'm saying? I was sold a dream and I'm trying to actualize that. You know what I'm saying? Like the kids should even be more of a reason. to really get to the bottom of, some of my traumas and what's going on with me and everything. And that's why, I advocate and talk very loudly about, childhood trauma and how important healing is and everything like that, because it's ugly. It's ugly. If I let my ego stop me, I wouldn't be here talking to you today, like I wouldn't have achieved any of the stuff I achieved. And, to whatever degree that is, I set
Mm-hmm.
out with, just a blueprint and was like, I wonder if I can even do half of this. And here I am, looking at the next steps, and that's to me like that. And being a mom and still, what I'm saying, I'm a full-time mom. My daughter has been, I have, listen, look, chest check between me and you. I haven't had my own bed in 5 years. Like, between me and
Like,
you, just us chickens. This girl thinks that my bed is her bed. Like, baby, you know what I'm saying? Like, was like when we talk
I
about carving
understand.
out that space, as a mom, and it's just like, girl, baby, girl,
Can
I
I get a
mean,
little alone time, please?
yes, especially with a daughter, like they. I'm like, first of all, are we friends? Are we enemies? What are we doing today? Like what who are we today? How are we showing up? Especially with the daughter dynamic. Like that has like that's a daily ego death. I tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
Cause she will
Mm-hmm.
tell you if you looking puffy today, if something don't
Giving
look
it
right
up.
on you, yes, yes. I'm like, girl, little mini me though, so I gotta love it. I gotta love
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
Got
They
to.
telling
Who
you
else
what's
going to?
going on.
I'm like, first of all, I ain't asked for all this sass so early in the morning.
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, so balancing it, that's like the spiritual growth part of it is the part, if you let your ego get in the way, you may miss the work that you need to do just because of how everyone feels you should be doing or what you should be doing for your kid. Everyone has an opinion, but I find that not everyone always has, stuff of value to really help you, as a
Mm-hmm.
parent,
Mm-hmm.
just even, even I'm not in a relationship, but I mean, even moms, I've talked to moms in relationships, married, in relationships and stuff like that. And we have a lot of the same, overcomes the struggles as far as not feeling heard or seen or supported and stuff like that. So, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, I think it's just across the board.
Mm-hmm. Well, I love it. I love you for dropping big gems up in the room. Okay. Let it be known. And I love the transparency and being honest, because it's a
Yeah,
daily run. It's a daily run for us. And like I said, taking on risk and crushing hate daily. It's a major
daily.
deal.
It's daily dying.
Hey,
Like, how you doing, girl? I'm dead. I died at least 3 times a day. It's cool. It's cool.
shoot, it's fine. But get it
My
together.
goal
But it's
one. I
fine.
did 3. I don't even got a job to the next 2 days. It's cool, girl.
Shoot. Okay,
Yeah.
so tell me about Apex Radio Show and Sage Smoke socials. Did I
Mhm.
say that right?
Yes, SageShmoke social sessions.
Smoke. Okay,
Smoke.
smoke. Make sure you put the smoke in there.
Smoke.
Okay, so how can these platforms contribute to your mission?
Okay. So Apex Radio Show, so man, I don't, when we talk about conception stories, I'm real big on backstory. So I was actually working as like a general manager for another radio show. They weren't at a podcast yet. They had like been working on their following, clientele, and all that stuff for a few years. So
Mm-hmm.
it was right before COVID and stuff like that. So like that whole, like I feel like podcasts really blew up with COVID because people was at home doing all types of stuff. So like everybody and their mom got one now, you know what I'm saying? And I'm a big proponent. I think everyone should, because the more natural voices we have and people who are doing it
Mm-hmm.
because they want to versus a
Mm-hmm.
paycheck, I personally think that that's going to make for a better world. Like we used to have a lot more publications and stuff like that historically, before like they died down and stuff like that. So I don't think there can ever be enough, because you're just
Mm-hmm.
we're expressing ourselves. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing wrong can be about for real, like I mean, so whatever, I digress. So they weren't a podcast, it was just a radio show, all that to say. But it was a black owned and operated, it was on a black owned and operated network and stuff like that. And yeah, the owner, who was actually a friend of mine, he actually died in a car accident. So and totally unexpectedly and stuff like that. So that threw me for a loop, because like I was
Mm-hmm.
really like, I was honestly we weren't too far in age, but I was honestly looking up to him like a mentor, because I had never really, me personally, I hadn't met that many people that were operating at that level with the
Mm-hmm.
heart that I felt like I had, similar to myself, where it's like, just like putting people on just because people need to be put on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not that they're not qualified, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have an eye for talent, he had an eye for talent and stuff like that. Look, you can see something before it gets started if you really, can project like that. But yeah, like, yeah, he was my big bro, like, and as the oldest, like, it's very rare, and just a person who's like already like themselves, it's very rare that you look up to somebody genuinely, like you can respect people on a mutual level, but you like looking up like, yeah, I could learn something from,
Mm-hmm.
you know so yeah, so that was a shock to me and everything like that. So those next few months, it was just like you know like how to fill that void, because I had been I was really like living for Fridays. We were producing on Fridays, publishing on Fridays, and being in the station was like, at that time I was like in a very traumatizing job environment and stuff like that. I had my, no, I think I had gotten, no, sometime somewhere around that line when I was working when I got pregnant, somewhere along the line. But like just during that whole external process, it was like that was like my safe haven, like being around other creators
Mm-hmm.
and being able to kind of express myself, because I didn't really see myself in the entertainment industry, for real. Like I know I have like certain skill sets, but definitely at that time, my ego and identity, I wasn't really putting myself out there like and
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, so when he passed, I was like, that was real deep grieving for me. That was like, like I hadn't really felt grief like that since my grandmother passed when I was 16 and stuff like that. So like that hit me like really pretty hard, you know what I'm saying? Like, and everything. So I started the show. Like I was just, I don't, it wasn't, oh, I just want to go to start, it wasn't any of that. It was just like, I wanted to fill a void. I saw what he was doing. I just, I felt like he had left a good blueprint behind. And then, of course, with technology and COVID and stuff like that, more people were getting more comfortable with, like I went through that whole scary thing of just like, even before StreamYard and stuff like that, where how do you even go live? All of this is really the past 2 years, 3 years for real. Like all this stuff that, like that's getting
Mm-hmm.
normalized now and everything. So I was like on that
Mm-hmm.
first little wave of just like figuring stuff out, and, how can I at least, provide, just provide, like, and everything, fill that void. So that's Apex Radio Show. So he was supporting artists, entrepreneurs, and I loved every minute of, helping him do that. So, Apex Radio Show, we seek to broadcast and support artists and entrepreneurs. And then like he had kids, I had kids. I love that he was a father. Like every single category that he existed in, like he just did at a good level. You know what I'm saying? He was a Virgo.
Yeah.
We just like to we
Mm-hmm.
like to show
Mm-hmm.
up. As a sign, we like to show up. So like he was a great dad. He was a great husband. I was around him all the time. I never, and integrity is big with me. So like that, I just had so much respect for him and everything like that. So like as a parent, he was a parent, and it's just like he really opened my eyes as to what I could actually still accomplish as as a mom, and then trying to be an entrepreneur and stuff like that. So SageShmoke
Mm-hmm.
social sessions, and Smoke is very intentional because I wanted to attract a certain type of entrepreneur. Like I'm not your regular run of the mill. I've been to networking sessions. I'm honestly an introvert. I'm an extroverted introvert. Like I had to do deep dives into myself. So these
Okay.
things aren't just because I want to know them. I need to know them because why do I do what I do? You know?
Okay.
So
Exactly.
like I'm like, why did I just do that? Like I wanted to show up this way, but something stopped me. Like I gotta get to the, to keep digging, And so
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, so going to network sessions, like I got no problem talking to nobody, but I just don't like stiff and you know what I'm saying? I want, have to really work to who am I and how do I get into the environments to be myself because that's where I
Yeah.
thrive. I don't thrive trying to be somebody else. And I don't think anybody does though, but that's what people try to do. My first thing isn't to always like look at what somebody else is doing. My thing is to look at what feels natural and right to me and then how can I go from there. And then I'll start looking at best practices because I wouldn't want to risk just duplicating something that somebody's already doing. Now, if I start it and it's natural to me, and then I see that it's already a market or somebody's already doing it, then cool, best practices. If I look and I see that nobody's doing it, then boom, that's all me, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
As an innovator,
Thank
I'm
you for your
paving the
piece of the pie.
way. Right? I'm a trendsetter. Like I look up and ain't nobody else doing it. Oh, let me
Oh,
sign my
thank
name.
you. Yeah.
Hey, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you was ever, a big reader or whatever, but like I'm telling you this, when I used to go to libraries, like down to a kid, yo, I used to love the books when I was checking them out. They had nobody's name in them. My name was the first
Uh-huh.
name. They gonna remember
Yeah.
me. I
I
was
would get
here. I read this
excited.
book.
Fresh book.
Chris.
Nothing been touched. Thank you very much. That was made for me to read. Okay. And I used to read the little diary ones, that back in the day when people used to write how they were living. Those were my favorites. So,
Yes.
nobody tried to check those out. So I was always winning.
Fresh. Right. Yeah, like nerdy things that just make you happy. Like nobody else would
Yes.
know. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, heck yeah, there's places for it. But if somebody already had their names, it was still a good book, still a good
Mm-hmm.
read. You just getting the
Mm-hmm.
first one to read this particular book.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just have more of a holistic view of it and stuff like that. So SageShmoke is to attract entrepreneurs such as myself. And to be honest, like, it was honestly, it was just an experiment. I just want to see if I could. I just want to see if this was something I was good at, that's something that I could do. And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, like I was really blown away by the results, by the impact. People, really just need these safe spaces where they can come be themselves. Like like everything ain't for everybody. So it's just like, like if you have kids, everything can't be at 2 a.m. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like I like going out, but with a purpose, but like as a parent, like I gotta meet you, know what's going on, talk with my time is extra value. Like not against nobody else, but my time is extra, like what are we doing? Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I like talking with people, I like whatever, but I really realized that I like doing business. I like doing business with people that I like. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because
Yeah.
it just makes it better. Like it's like we're making money together. We're mutually benefiting each other. Forget money, mutual benefit. It don't matter, trades. I don't, the future gotta look different than what it's been looking like because
Mm-hmm.
especially when you have kids, you want it to just be better for them. You don't want to have to start them behind the curve. I don't want them to have to heal as they're being a parent. I want them to already be a healed whole parent. And then, that's my legacy. That's helping my genetics. Like I don't think people thinking right about stuff sometimes. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
those your kids. Like you just don't give a damn about your YOLO. Like
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you only live once, but
Legacy is
what about your
big.
grandchildren?
Yeah.
That makes
Legacy
sense.
is
But
big.
yeah. Legacy. Yeah. I'm big on big words, man. I'm big on big words. Like they're big concepts. They're not big words, they're big concepts. And I don't think people talk about them enough. So I'm intentional.
Yeah. Let it be known. Let it
Character.
be known. You better be intentional. That's what you better do. Huh.
Right. And then
Especially if
when a
you
person
got
start
some
looking
babies walking
uncomfortable,
on this earth.
girl, I just don't judge, but I also don't get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be over here doing me. You know what I'm
I
saying?
love the
So
separation. I don't judge, but I don't get it. Okay.
I'm not gonna sit here
Hmm.
pretending. I can't. Like I spent too many years trying to pretend. I swear I did. I tried to get with it. I tried to pretend. I tried to, you know what I'm saying? Like doobity doo. No, cutie butt.
Did you get your stuff rolled up? We
I
just been
didn't.
talking. You didn't get to finish rolling up, huh?
Mm-mm. I was gonna get to it, but yeah, ask me some more questions. Look, I will yap my trap. I swear, I am the
I
one.
want to give you some time to make sure you get that in there. Of course, most
Okay.
definitely. Same.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right.
Um,
What you?
and then we'll jump into the next question. Most definitely.
Oh, I'm fighting myself so bad not to be in interview mode myself. I'm you coming on Apex. You know that.
I'm
You know that.
there. I'm there.
You know that.
Send me the
We make
info. Send me the
yes.
dates that you have available, and I'm in the room. I'm in the room.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
love the energy. I love the energy. And I definitely would love to share space extendedly with you.
Amen. There we go. And that's the point also of the sage smokes too. Like it's cool. Like I saw the trend and everything of like, people being able to like do online and that just opens up our opportunities. But I definitely wanted to keep the in-person aspect because there's just something like just sharing energy and sharing space with someone physically for people like, you know what I'm saying? Like they say all you need is two, to
Mm-hmm.
agree in the
Mm-hmm.
most highest name and anything can happen. So imagine. So I'm real big
Yeah.
on just still meeting in person and having that synergy and stuff like that. So
Okay.
that's what I wanted to add for SageShmoke. Yeah. So
Yes.
we have vendors, live artists, performances and stuff like that. All that,
Okay.
whatever. I don't care. We had a drummer one time. Mhm. Like I said,
Really?
like yeah, just doing this thing. I was like, he was like, so this type of music I do. I was like, go for it. Because people need to,
Yeah. Let me
because
see
we'll,
what
we'll
you
have we'll
got.
have the we'll have the rap and all that good stuff, and but I'm all about experiences. Like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
everybody talking about getting out the hood,
Mm-hmm.
but the hood got to get out of you too, though.
Say word.
You gotta let
Say
some of that
word.
hood go. Yeah, you can take the hood with you anywhere. We gotta leave some of
Mm-hmm.
that at home.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta put it to the side, okay?
You-
Put it in that little
yeah,
box. Lock it
be
up.
able to
Leave
code
it there
switch.
for a second. Okay.
I'm all about listening to some trap music, but can't be trapped in your music now. You gotta be able to listen to
Mm-hmm.
all types of other stuff. Too
Hmm.
funny. Oh man.
I love it. Dropping gems in the room. Yep.
I'm somebody's grandma. Not yet. One day. One day. I do it right. I'm gonna get it right.
And
I'm gonna have
since you said that,
what?
I want to know what inspired you to become a godmother to those who want and need one. Is that the caregiver in you, or what? Where does it come from?
It comes from the fact that when I was born, I think if I'm counting right, I have four grandmothers alive. I had both my grandmothers, my maternal and paternal. I had my great grandmother on my maternal side and my great great grandmother on my maternal side. So that's four grandmothers. And then I stayed right. Listen, I was no dummy. I was like, I saw the writing on the wall. I was like, let me stay right under her big old arm and learn what I gotta learn. Cause
Mm-hmm.
my mom was 17 when she was pregnant with me, 18 when she had me and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I come from young parents. My dad was 20 and stuff. So they was young, but she got her RN degree. So important of education came from there and everything like that. But yeah, I was like, nah, grandma know how to cook. Everybody listening to her. She put money out of nowhere. But apparently her bra is magic. Like I was no dummy. I stayed right there. So, I feel like I got that wisdom on top of just being
Yes.
an old soul. I've been here way too many times. I would like for this to be my last time. I've gotten the updates that it won't. But I hope to come back a little
Wait
closer
on
to
it.
Nirvana. I hope to come back a little closer to when the job is done. But you know, we
Mm-hmm.
gonna see how
Mm-hmm.
well we do with this one. And then so yeah, being a godmother, and also too, so part three, I'm a product of, I'm a product of just people feeding into me. I have been blessed enough to have, people take interest in, like in just like, I was always looking for that next best step, or just like mentorship, and just looking for like enrichment even as a child, like just I would say that that was made the biggest difference between where I started and where I am. Because it was just like, I just I was of service. I wanted to help, as I could see fit. But then I was like, I don't really see a life I want to emulate yet. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't really see what I wanted. So it wasn't nothing against nobody's person, like how they were showing up or nothing like that. I just, I was like, well, let me just help. If I see something, let me just help out, and stay quiet, until I see what seems like it's gonna be for me resonating and stuff like that. So, so I really didn't know what I want to do even when I got into college and stuff. But being a godmother, I just I don't know. I just think that's a very honorable position, because somebody, one, had to ask you to do it, and two, you had to step up. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that I think that's honorable. Like that's not a job. That's not a title. That's not anything. That's a blessing. To have one and to be one.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so since we in the childhood, era of things, wounds can have a significant impact on our parenting style. How do you guide other spiritual workers in healing these wounds to become healthier and more capable?
Um, Step one, I am committed to being myself, because I don't think you can ask someone to do something that you can't do yourself. Um, you can actually, let me rephrase that. You can. It happens all the
Mm-hmm.
time, every day. People always ask people to do stuff that they won't do, ain't gonna do, never gonna do, didn't plan to do. You know what I'm saying? But they want you
You're
to do it.
trying to do.
Managers. You know what I'm saying? Like people who manage, not not coach, lead, or advise. None of that. So step one. I'm just, like I said, things I know about myself. I had to learn. I wasn't born with that information, or nobody even caring about that type of information. Even to this day, my family look at me like I'm weird. So, and then after that, I am very good at creating space. That's something that I did naturally as a child. Like I said, just, being of service was just something that, there's many reasons for that, but that was just like my natural go-to, so I was always making space. It was, if anything, I would take on more just to, lighten somebody else's load, just because I knew where they were, with it or
Mhm.
whatever. Like it's like, nah, this is nothing for me. This would be a lot for them, type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's called making space. You know what I'm saying? Like just allowing someone to show up and not putting yourself in there. Okay, so like somebody listen would be like, what's making space? Just to clarify, like the opposite would be like what narcissists do. They like to be on both sides of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like if you ever talk to a narcissist, they've already planned what you're supposed to say. And that's why they get so mad when you say something else, because you're a human and you have free will. Like, you're not
Mhm.
supposed to say that. Don't say that. It's like, if you ever actually listen to the vernacular that they use, it's like it's control, and they're trying to control how you're expressing yourself. You know what I'm saying? So that would be the opposite of making space. They're on both, their feet is in both sides of the conversation. So you might as well not even talk. Just tell them to fill in the blanks, for whatever the hell. Well, I'm supposed to be crying now. All right, cue cry. I'm not giving you no energy, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, once I
Yeah.
realized that, I was like, oh, you on my side of the conversation. Proceed.
Mhm.
I'm not signing off on that. So making space is when you actually pull yourself back. You know what I'm saying? And allow that person to show up how they need to, they want to, they, however, like it, and just understanding that it's not about you, which
Mhm.
again is like one of the biggest differences between like an empath, an actual empath, and a narcissist. So yeah. uh yeah. And then like, and then like I do have the ability, like I was a consultant for a few years before I was a consultant actually. That's how I got to the general manager position, because he brought me on because I just had, those type of skill sets to do that, the work that needed to be done. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I say his name was Trust. His name was Trust, low key Trust. So that life. But yeah, he had a whole little movement. I was just blown away. So, yeah, so I think that's the main thing. So, and then just allowing whatever needs to show up to show up, like that's the main thing. That's why even when I was consulting, I didn't really have a one-stop shop or anything like that. And consulting was before coaching got big. Like I knew coaching was going to be a big thing, but now people
Mm-hmm.
are coaches versus consultants now, because
Mm-hmm.
it just makes more sense. We all need a coach. It don't matter. We all, there's always somebody that's doing it a level better, and your
Yeah.
ego should just be okay with that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
it would be like me being mad at my infant for not doing the stuff that my 4-year-old, my 5-year-old can do. Like
Yeah.
it don't
That's
make sense.
just not working like that.
Yeah, yeah. It just we're all in the stage that we're at. So like you start where you're at, and then there's always somebody that's doing it just that much, level better, whatever. Like, and if they're willing to open up their, space to you and stuff like that, heck yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you can pay, I'm not above paying it for development. I think
Mhm.
that's the best investment you can make,
Yeah.
and stuff. So yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's it. I practice what I preach to the best of my ability. Hold space for people that need it, and let whatever needs to show up. And then I just have that type of mind. I have a solution driven mind. So it's just like, if you present me with an issue, you literally have to tell me not to care about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? You literally have to tell me, like,
Mhm.
I'm just telling
Mhm.
you, and I could just turn that part of my brain off. Okay, cool. You're not looking for no solutions.
Mhm.
Cool. I'm listening. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
cool. I can
It's all
close that
about the
tab.
solution. Yeah.
Right. I'm a solutions driven person. Like, I'm not the gossip person. I'm not the complain to the cows come home person. That's not me. I'm barely on, I'm barely on the phone unless that's something to do with business, forward stuff or something. Very rarely. I got a few people that, I can, like to just chat with and just, give that
Mhm.
time to, but very rarely. Very rarely.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I love it. I agree. Okay. So this is deep, and congratulations to you for busting this down. What
Amen.
motivated you to pursue a BA in journalism
Wait,
and
let me go
psychology?
let me go
Go
grab the
ahead.
lighter. One
Go ahead.
second.
Go ahead.
It's rolled.
Okay.
One
Babe, can you give me some water, please? Thank you.
on my tray.
Thank you.
I tell you what. This is I do want to take this brief interlude and just say thank you so much for having me on your platform, on your show. This feels so natural and everything. You've created a space where I'm able to just slide into the role. I came on, like I said, my main priority was just making sure I looked all right, and this was rolled. And I somehow my spirit and my intuition told me I was in good hands. So I just want to commend you and say thank you. And so far, these questions have been quite interesting and lovely. I appreciate it. I
Thank
don't like
you.
talking about myself for real. I just talk.
Well, I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you. So you got your lighter now. All right, I'm gonna spark up
Yes.
with you.
Amen.
Um, yeah, so we can, keep it mutual up in here.
Right. Right. Stay on the same energy,
Yeah,
same wave.
yeah. That energy is always important.
Oh yeah, the
That's
new
the
moon. The
power
new
of
moon
it.
is Is it tonight or tomorrow night? The new moon is in Virgo. It's in Virgo.
I
And
I thought it's tomorrow night. You correct
yeah,
me
they
if
said the
I'm wrong.
14th.
I need to do some details.
Well, sometimes I know that like sometimes it's like because it goes from 13th to 14th, so by 12 a.m. is it's the 14th. But yeah, it might be tomorrow. It's
Mhm.
between today and tomorrow. Like the energy doesn't just per the calendar, but yeah, new moon in Virgo. So y'all welcome. y'all
Exactly.
welcome. In my sign, y'all welcome.
Look, because
A
it's
little bit
your
of
time
renewal.
to shine.
Right. A little bit of renewal, a little bit of rejuvenation, a little bit of
Mhm.
I call it razzle dazzle. It's fine.
Yeah. And it's the fourth quarter, but it's still a plant and seed moment. So,
Amen.
let it be known it's still a plant and seed moment. So plant them seeds, baby. Plant them seeds.
It's almost harvest season. That like spiritually and like spiritually, actually, like just the season that we're in. But we're about to harvest energetically. And I'm a little
Okay.
bit prophetic or whatever. I could be wrong. I don't care. My ego done died a long time ago, so who knows? Could be right,
Okay.
could be wrong. But
Hmm.
we're about to harvest the last 2 years, 5 years. I want to say 10. 10 is on the tip of my tongue. I want to say 10. I haven't actually like downloaded that consciously yet, but definitely the last 2 to 3 years and 5 years for sure. 2018, 2021, and then for whatever reason, 10. I don't know. 10 years. What was that? 2013? Yeah, right? No. Yeah,
Yeah.
2013. Yup. Yup.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, no, no, yeah, no. I haven't fully downloaded it yet, but yeah, 2013. We're about to harvest from whatever you was going through during that time. That shit's about to pay off, big baby. I'm excited.
Yeah. Because and I've been seeing that four that number four is strong lately. Okay.
Yeah,
Strong
yeah,
lately. And
yeah,
that's what it's going for. So I'm definitely resonating with that
yeah.
deeply.
Foundation. So so with me, like 444. I have Indigo Skies 444 as my personal YouTube that entrepreneurs, we're always in different stage with projects and stuff like that I'll eventually be activating fully. But Indigo Skies 444. So family, foundation, and finances. That's what that stands for me. So, foundation, your family is, considered your foundation as well. Your finances are foundational to your, overall health of your life, and then just foundation in general. Like once you have those blocks in place, is nothing but up, baby. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we've been working on. We've been breaking shit down to build it up. And and I've used this metaphor before in the past and stuff like that. It's like when you see construction, how they gotta go down to go up. So
Mhm.
going down takes forever. Knocking the stuff down, clearing it out, it looks ugly, takes forever. And that was the part of the spiritual journey I was like talking about. Like it's just ugly, but something's under construction. You know what I'm saying? You gotta destroy to construct. And
Exactly.
once you get that, like you got mastery at your fingertips, for just about anything.
Mhm.
You gotta break it down, salvage what you can, but break it down to the bare bones if you really want something actually new in that place where you can't even remember what used to be there. You ever notice
Yeah.
like they knock a building down after like a year, you can't even remember what used to be there? It
Mhm.
shit trip me out sometimes. Trips me out
Mhm.
because I have to like really
Mhm.
be like, I
What
walked
was
past that
there?
subway. Yeah, like that shit trips me out. But my memories are the only thing that will tell me beyond my eyesight that something else was there. You feel me?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Mhm. Mhm. Yep. So, what motivated you to pursue your BA in journalism and psychology from Howard?
Yeah, HU. So to the school phase, huh? So I went in undecided. as I mentioned before, I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do with myself. I just knew I was good at stuff and I was
Mhm.
smart, all them achievement kid titles, whatever. So I just went to college because that was it. That's what I wasn't raised around no entrepreneurs. I didn't know anybody personally that had a business or was running a business or anything. But I swear, if a mentor had snapped me up, my life would be different. Like I would
Mhm.
have followed exactly what they said because again, I was searching. You know what I'm saying? So college was just the next best thing. My mom had gotten her RN at the local community college and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
commended to her. She even had a child while she was in school. My brother. So by that time she had 3 kids and stuff. So education and all
Amazing.
that stuff is natural to me. Like we go out there, we get it. Like that's just what it
Yeah.
is. So
Yeah.
school. I was like, okay, well, that's where smart people go. I didn't know nothing. I literally didn't know anything. I didn't know nothing about fast. I didn't know nothing because I'm an experiential person. You can like my brain captures certain things. You can tell me all day how something's gonna be, but until I experience it, you know, did it really happen? I don't know. I'm just listening to
Mhm.
you and your experience. Like I could just reach it and have a whole other different experience, but
Yeah.
I don't know, duly noted, but that's just that's how I am. So college, da
Makes
da da.
sense.
I don't know enough about college. Everybody talking about college, college, college. You're smart. Of course you're going to college. I didn't. I didn't know. My job was Wendy's. I was working at Wendy's as a teen, and that was my, technically my first job. So I know I didn't want to work at Wendy's the rest of my, like not against nobody. I know people who, that's their thing, you know what I'm saying? But like
Yeah.
I know I didn't want to work at Wendy's for the rest of my life, you know what I'm saying? Like people get offended when
Mhm.
you say, well, that's, not for me, cool for you. But I would, I gotta figure out this life shit first, before I decide I want to just commit to something. The first thing I do.
Mhm.
So so
Listen,
so
you
I went to
gotta be real with self. I love it. Look, you gotta be real with self. I love it.
it's my first job. I'm just trying to get some prom money. It's
Look,
half
let
off
me get
on my
that.
lunch. Like it's chilling right now. I can't see this in 20 years. But but
Look, that's how I felt about McDonald's. So look, we sharing the same
I'm saying
life.
you working right next to people who've been there for that amount of time, and you like, I can't see me doing it, but good, it's worked for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah. So, and fun fact. Okay, so funny story about when I went off to college, right? And I said
Mhm.
these people wasn't ever going to get. I'm not going to say the name of the college. Boom, boom. So I was supposed to go to a whole other school, and this
Mhm.
school was in North Carolina, right? I wanted to go to Howard. I got accepted to all the schools. I think if I'm lying, whatever. Okay, lightning strike me. But I think I got accepted to all the schools I applied to, or whatever, right?
Mhm.
Some of them was giving me scholarships and stuff like that. Howard was the only one that didn't offer me a scholarship. It was cheap as shit. And so just being financial, not just trying to be practical and stuff like that. I went to the school that gave me the biggest scholarship. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna, because I knew my parents, wasn't gonna be able to pay, for it and stuff like that. So I was just trying to be, reasonable, whatever. Like thinking,
And
I don't know,
mindful.
I don't know
Yeah.
what else. Yeah, but
Mhm.
yeah, okay. Again, that's what all I knew how to do was think about other people in their pockets.
Yeah. Be
So you
considerate.
know what I'm saying? While looking what was gonna work for me, because I was
Mhm.
like that, I don't want to have to do that. But yeah, so I get there. That's so funny because ironically, the reason why I even chose that college over Howard, what I'm saying, because Howard offered me nothing to go, and then that school offered me the highest scholarship to go. So I was making a fiscally responsible decision in my mind, right, as a 17-year-old and stuff, and so I get there and my dad drives me. We pack up the car, say how you do to the folks and everything like that. Get on the road and everything. He had taken off work to be able to take me down there, drop me off and stuff. So I get there, and then the first day I get there and stuff. And this was a predominantly white school, so there's that, and so I could have stayed in state. I didn't want to, I wanted to go away. So I went. It was predominantly white. so I opened up my folder and it had a little slip of paper in it, and I was like, "What's this slip of paper?" And they were like, "Oh, that means you're supposed to go to the financial aid office." Mind you, I hadn't even like they had tents and stuff like that, so I hadn't even seen my dorm, nothing like that. Like they had these tents, everybody's supposed to find their stuff, you know. So I get my folder, I'm like, "What's this?" And they're like, "Oh, you're supposed to go to financial aid," and I'm like, "Okay, cool." So, you know, we go to financial aid, you know, I think I have my suitcase. We might have left at the car. I don't know, you know, so just doing the check-in process and stuff. Have been communicating with my potential dorm mate who I never met. Don't know what this girl looked like because this was during the time we still email. We had no social media. Like people don't realize how new all this shit is. Like I was doing email with this girl. We was, you know, like I didn't know what she looked like for real. Like we was doing email. I was like, okay, never seen this girl. Couldn't pull her out in the lineup. I swear. So communicating over the summer with this girl. That's how locked in with this school I was. You know, so I had to add that. Like you're looking forward to meeting my roommate and all that stuff. So go to financial aid and they're like, oh yeah, like I don't know, I still don't get it to this day, but apparently they wanted like 5,000 up front first or whatever. I didn't understand FAFSA. I was like, I thought I filled out financial aid assistance. I don't know. So they're like, yeah, but before you can start, they was like, they was not. Your girl never saw the dorm room. I never saw my roommate. I didn't go. I couldn't get past financial aid. They wanted $5,000 up front for me to be enrolled. Like they didn't give me no time to do it. It was as soon as I got there. Like it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like and then I just sat there. My dad was all stressing and stuff like that. You know, he had to get back to work. He didn't plan for all this. He was just really gonna drop me off and you know, see you later, you know, have a good time or whatever. And then yeah, we was there for a few hours just trying to figure it out because he was really trying to figure it out. He was like, "What if this? What if that?" No, we needed like to. They was like really hardlining, like telling me they needed it today, like today. Like I still don't understand.
They just were weird.
Yeah, I still don't get that. Like I sat there and everything like that, and I was just like, you know, trying, you know, just. I was still again. I'm confused to this day. I was confused then. I'm still confused. Like what was going. Like what was
you
exactly
see my
was
face?
going on.
I'm like, what?
I'm gonna tell this story. I'm really trying to see if like you know experience and wisdom can change it for me as I'm like put myself there. Like nah, nothing. Like, I went to you know like nah. I've never heard of anything like this personally. Like if anybody you know if they you know once they get to the comments and the chats and stuff, put it in the chat. Like has this ever happened to you? Because I have never heard of it. You know, even as I'm talking, I'm like, it just was weird. Like they wouldn't wait till Monday. They couldn't like da 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 da. Like they was really just not trying to let your girl get her key or nothing like that before this money was paid. Like it was so weird. So weird. So like yeah, so I got fed up, you know, and everything like that. And I just was like, I was like, Dad, let's just go, you know? And, you know, that was like, I thought if all different ways. My dad was trying all this, but that they were saying no, no, no. So I'm just like, they telling me no in so many different ways. Let me just hear them. Like, you know, like, okay, you couldn't have just like called or something like before we got down here that it was so serious to have this money. Like,
that's
you know
what I'm
saying?
saying. Like they didn't
Like,
say nothing beforehand.
Girl, it was I opened my folder, noticed a slip, and they was like, "Oh, that means you're supposed to go to financial aid." Like weird. Like what the like I'm like, okay, you know, like again, I've never done this before. So I don't know what to expect. I'm just okay, you know, like y'all say go over here. I've never been to college before. I'm going over here. Like why would I expect an issue like this? Like and I'm the only one in it wasn't like there was multiple people. You know what I'm saying?
And they
So
didn't have no
getting
drink, no nothing.
So I sat there and then I got fed up and I was like, nah, I'm ready to go. And then and I was like, I was actually angry. Like I was actually angry. I was like, I was mad because I said because I never said the name. I never said the name. And I said they are never gonna get no credit for then I knew this. I knew I was gonna be great. They're not gonna get a page or mention in my book of my life.
That's
They're
it.
gonna be mad. They're gonna be mad they kicked me out their school because they not gonna be able to claim me. I said this at 17 in my head. I came to the conclusion that the best revenge is no mention.
Don't say nothing.
I don't even
It's
remember their
time.
name. They treated me like I was anything.
Shoot.
They didn't see the
None of
greatness
that.
in me.
Hmm. And that's
My dad was
it.
like, "What?" He was like, "What?" I said, "Dad, let's go." I was ready to go. I was like, "These people is playing with the wrong one." I'm 17.
Hmm.
He's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
but da da da." I was like, because I was done seeing him stress out over me. Like, nah, this if this is the route they trying to take, they're not trying to hear you. They're not trying to work with us. I haven't even seen my dorm.
It's like
Like,
no
you know what I'm saying?
tour.
What kind of
I can't see the
hospitality is
roommate
this?
that I can
Nothing.
email. Like, no.
Nothing. Never met this girl. Couldn't pull her out of lineup. I tell you what. Tell you what. Yeah, I don't. I'm sure she was white. I'm sure she was. But we didn't have social media. It ain't like it is today. Period. It
Hmm.
was, it
Hmm.
was how many? Over 15 years ago. Shit. I graduated in '05. Like, like almost 20. Wait, are we? Nah. '05. Yeah, almost 20 years. Almost 20 years. Yeah, almost 20 years ago. We made that much advancement. But so anyways, my story's long. My apologies.
No,
This is all
that's what we're
how
here
I got
for.
to Howard.
That's what we're here
So
for.
oh my gosh. So yeah, they ain't getting no mention, no footnotes. So yeah, so I was fed up or whatever, and I was like tired of him stressing out or whatever like that or whatever. And I was like, I don't know what the next step is, but I know we out of here. Like I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And especially like I said, my ego was like big because like I'm like I don't get treated like this. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Just
I
wasting
mean, why
time
y'all
right
even
now. I gotta
yeah,
go.
even accept me? Like if y'all was gonna be doing all this, this is a big waste of time. Like I want, you know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? I wanted to go to Howard. I only came to y'all because y'all was giving me money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they was
Hmm.
the biggest scholarship. Like you gotta remember, like the whole thing was weird. Like I was like, why taking out the scholarship? The fuck? Like why am I here? Like so yeah, like my dad was like, okay, and then so he got on the phone and I told my mama what was up or whatever. And I was like, yeah, we out of here. Like they ain't talking right. I don't know. We gotta go. I'm getting angry. Like I'm just like, we have to go. And I was not prone to anger. Like
Yeah.
I'm getting bad. We gotta go. They not talking right. I don't know what's wrong with them, but they is not getting no mention in my life story. I'm telling you this right now. So I knew that at 17. I'm 36.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
yeah, so we was driving back up north. So this North Carolina, we driving back up north, and we get closer to DC, and I'm just kind of sitting there. I'm not talking, like, cause I'm pissed. Like I can't talk. I'm mad.
Mm.
Like I don't know who they thought they was playing with. Like I was this angry like at the time, and then so, but I'm still like, still like brainstorming and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And then so we get
processing and
close to
everything.
everything, right? Because I packed up, said goodbye. I was one of the people in my graduating class that left. You know what I'm saying? Some people ain't never leave. I actually left this, and went off to school and stuff like that. So, we have a community college there. We have a university there. Like I could have stayed. I chose to leave.
Hmm.
So I wasn't
Hmm.
really trying to go back. Like that Wendy's job was right. Like like a 10-minute walk from my house. Like that wasn't nowhere, you know what I'm saying? That was,
Hmm.
it was not far from my house, like blocks, like I wasn't doing nothing big. I didn't need no car to get to
Hmm.
work. Like, I wasn't trying to go back. Like I wanted to go do stuff. And then so we got closer to DC. So I started seeing the signs for DC and I'm just like, I started thinking in my head, like, because my dad's from DC, born and raised, and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I was also thinking like if we was gonna stop see grandma and all this good stuff like that. So I was thinking that stop was gonna be inevitable anyways. So I started thinking, I was like, ooh, I tell Howard I wasn't coming. Because you're supposed to, like, when you get accepted, if you once you make a decision, you're supposed to send not, I'm not coming letters to the schools. It's a courtesy I did not do. Like because I still
Hmm.
wanted to go to Howard a little bit, so I ain't even, didn't feel like writing that letter because I was like, in my heart of hearts, that's where I wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, so I'm just like that. I didn't tell Howard I wasn't coming, and he was like, oh, okay, I don't know what he said. Dad answers, so I'm just like, I don't know what dads be saying. But I was like, I tell Howard I'm not going and stuff like that. And then I was like, maybe we could stop there and see what's up. He was like, well, like I said, his mom's, we was gonna stop to see his mom. There was no way we was gonna
Right.
pass by and not see her. So we would stop, and I wasn't asking nothing extra out the way. I was like, let's just go by,
Right.
stop by campus and see what's up, talk to some people. Like, see if they need
Slide that in
$5,000
there.
up front. Shit, like they see if they know a real one when they see one. The hell, like what can these people teach me? They don't even know nothing. So I wasn't this bombastic, but it's in my head. It was naturally in my head. Like that's literally how I think. So so yeah, we stopped, girl. Like when I tell you destiny, that's why I also like I have like a little brand I'm working on. Absolute destined nation, absolute destined nation, right? So like I believe so much in destiny. Like it was wild the stuff that I was able to like do and get away with. And I'm like, I kid you not, I was just like I said, we're processing different time periods right now. Like they're all coming together into the main best timeline. So that's why stuff keeps coming back up and everything like that. But yeah, like I remember me being in the crowd. I was doing all types of orientation stuff, not enrolled. Like I was like, that's how chaotic that shit was. I was right at home. I was like, oh, I can thrive in chaos. Oh, people, the casualties. I made the casualties my benefit. They was a mess. Howard was a mess. It was a hot mess. The people that survive Howard, that's why they act the way they do. Because it's like you gotta be the best of the best to get through to navigate that nonsense. You know what I'm saying? That's why we stayed. You know what I'm saying? Like you be a true Howard graduate, like yeah, nothing's really gonna get to them because they don't see it all. It was a hot mess. I was so comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like it was man, out of the frying pan into the fire. Like I was like, oh, this is cool. So yeah, I'm going to classes, not even signed up because the financial aid is backed up. Like who's in charge of this? Like I was like so
Wow.
feel like I wasn't even like this was all because I didn't ever send them the letter. They might not have gotten the letter, to be frank. It's good I didn't waste my time because who would have read it? Like it was a mess.
Nobody was there.
Was a mess. Nope. I
I
mean,
mean,
busy,
it was
busy
backed
doing
up. How
something.
they was gonna get
Yeah,
to it?
like busy. They don't care. Like your class, you had class. You thought you had classes. People was getting kicked out of classes. Like just the system doing stuff. I was like, man, I'm at home. So yeah, I got all the pieces together. Like everything kind of just like fell together. My dad dropped me off. Like he was like, okay, if this is what you're trying to do, make it work. Basically, gave me the dad advice he could give me about just being in the city and stuff like that. Because the other place I was gonna go was like a little more rural, whatever, and everything in North Carolina. So, I was in DC at that point. He dropped me off in the middle of DC and stuff. So, I definitely enjoyed my experience. I went in undecided. Like I said, I was just always, told abstractly that I was smart and stuff like that. So I knew I could read, I knew I could write, basic things. So I'm like, I was like, let me just take a few classes and figure it out. I wish I knew more seriously what that meant. Like I just didn't know. Like I said, like I filled out FAFSA because I was told to fill out the FAFSA. I didn't realize I was taking out a fucking loan. Like I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. I don't know to what degree my ignorance played a part, but no one really explained it properly to me, to my understanding.
Yeah.
Like if I knew I was taking out a loan, yeah, I would have looked at that a little bit different. I was just signing stuff. I'm 17. Like I've been home all this time. Like like what? I'm signing my life away, mortgaging my life away.
Mm-hmm.
know. I didn't know. And Howard was expensive. Like it was a private institution. It is expensive. So, oh yeah. So okay. So, and I know we're getting to time and stuff like that. But so okay. So with Howard, right? So there was this moment in the auditorium in the orientation classes that I was not even officially signed up for. I was just following people.
Mhm.
I was like, the freshman going this way. Oh, bet I'm a freshman. Like I was just on campus.
All
Wait,
over.
thing. So,
Mm.
oh, can you still hear me? I
Mhm.
think my headphones. Okay, okay.
No,
My
I can hear
headphones
you.
died. Okay, I had them on because of the air conditioning. Is that a? Can you hear the air conditioning?
No, if we can, oh well, it'll be
Okay,
fine.
okay. So, it's good. So,
Mhm.
I was sitting in the auditorium, right? During they had all of us, this big old auditorium. I'm in the middle. My shit's a movie, I'm telling you. I'm Kanye crazy. My shit's a movie at all times. I'm just like, shit, am I on set? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in
Okay.
the auditorium. I'm not even signed up for classes. My dad done dropped me off. I'm just making it work like the man told me to. You know, fresh
Mhm.
from home, never did nothing, right? Like just walking around chilling. Like I was good. Like I loved it. So so I'm sitting in the middle of the auditorium. And then I had Nah, I don't think at this time I was in the dorm yet. I couldn't have been because I would have been sitting like would have been sitting next to somebody because once I got into the
Mhm.
dorm and stuff like that, like I started knowing people, like we had a little group, little floor crew, whatever, So I was by myself, so this must have been before the dorm. So I'm just sitting there, whatever. The man giving the speech and everything like that. He did at one point in time, and I knew this was like a key part of the movie, right? It was a key part of the movie because I was like, yo, this shit is cinematic, right? He gonna talk about. He's like, look to your left. I look to my left. Everybody looking left, so it's like dumb. Everybody looking left. You're not looking at nobody, right? They look to your right. Everybody looking right. You're not looking at nobody. It's like 130. He's like 130. Wait, he said 130 was gonna graduate. It was like something like some crazy percentage or something like that. So he's like between the who you just looked at is you or the, you know what I'm saying? Like it's you, them, or like it's one of y'all three.
Mm.
And
Mm.
basically like like I'm looking left and I'm looking right and I'm like, so shit, they not about to graduate. Either
It's the
that's
it's the
me.
setup for the perspective for me. Okay.
Yo, I took it to heart. I knew I was gonna remember that moment in my life. I was like, yo, I gotta graduate because it can't be me.
Right. Right. That was deep.
I was like, yo, it was crazy. I was dead, the joint was dark and everything. I was like, yo, this shit's cinematic. Like, but I know it ain't me. I know this part of my conception story. Oh God. I like, yeah, again, just shrugging my shoulder on through. Now I decided to do
Mhm.
journalism because like I did start realizing how serious like, that credit shit was after like a year or two. I was like, oh shit, I'm
Mhm.
paying for all these credits. I'm not taking this class, like I started calling the shots from my junior year and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like I'm realizing I'm the consumer. I'm no, you ain't about to tell me what's up. I'm not taking that class. Like if I gotta pay for it, I need this, that. So I decided to do journalism because I was good at writing. I was good at, talking to people, you know what I'm saying? So I knew those general skill sets, did journalism. And I always wanted to travel too. That was a big one. I always wanted to travel the world. Just travel. I wanted to get paid to travel, you know what I'm saying? Like and I just thought, looking at journalists, you're like, oh, your job pays them to go places. In my mind, that's not the truth, but that's what I thought. That's what I was thinking at the time. Like I was like, oh, if I become a journalist, they'll pay me to go places and I'll cover stories and boom, that'll be it. Boom, shit. Like halfway through my
Right.
degree, I realized that was not the reality. The world don't work that way. And
Mhm.
I got disheartened with it. And if I didn't have my son, I would say if I didn't have my son, I would have quit. Like I would have quit and backpacked somewhere or went somewhere. I don't know. I would not have been as grounded. I tell you what, because everything that I started doing after I had him was for him. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
Right.
it was never really for me. Nothing was for me for real. I didn't even go to college for me. You know what I'm saying? I just went because that's what smart people do. I don't know. That's what that's what
Mhm.
everybody's saying. So I would just do it. But there was no company I wanted to work for, like some people. And I was actually jealous of those
Mhm.
people. Not jealous, because I don't feel jealousy like regular or whatever. Like not jealous, but not envious. But you know what I'm saying? Like, well, dang, why can I have a company I want to work for? That'd be a lot easier.
Mhm.
At
Mhm.
least I have
Yeah.
you for it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a go getter. I don't know why shit don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I wish money motivated me. It don't. Like it don't. I'm too aware of it being a man-made concept. Like currency is what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We're exchanging currency. This level of currency is more it's more valuable, it's more intimate. It's versus
Mhm.
money. Like yeah,
Mhm.
money. Ooh, it gets you stuff, but like anything else, you get like look at video games. People giving real money for fake fucking money. This is what people are doing, like every day, all apps, all day, you know. And I mean, if it had any real value, could you really do that? You know what I'm saying? Like we're choosing to
Mhm.
exchange time here. This is what we want. No one's paying us to do this. This is
Mhm. Mhm.
what we want to do.
Keeping it 100.
If I make a profit off of it, bet. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool,
Yeah.
but this is what we want to do.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, so
Man.
journalism. I mean, as a profession, nah, but I still have all the skill sets. I feel like what I do with Apex Radio Show is journalism. I'd
Yeah.
like to, hopefully with more resources and stuff like that. Once I get all those mechanisms in place, I'd like to treat it more like an actual, news source. You know what I'm saying? Like where you can, and if we ain't giving you the truth, you can bring your truth. You know what I'm saying? Like because we gotta
Mhm.
get to the bottom of a lot of shit. Like there's been too many lies, there's too many one. You know what I'm saying? Like we need more places where people can come and like just tell it how they feel it, like share the
Yeah.
truth.
Let's get
Like
the
your
real side of everything.
yes. Ooh, this is stuff
Mhm.
I ain't thought about in a minute.
Look. Well, I'm glad I got to rumble it up a little bit.
Right. Good feeling. It's therapeutic.
So, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. So what does Torch Mom mean to you?
No, I'm playing. Basically like I have thought about it. That's funny. Torch. So like, is it? So it makes me think of like the slang torch. Like that's torch. Somebody eat something like torch. Or whatever. And then like what I'm saying? Like just. I mean, like I just feel like that's something that moms for sure can embody. Just like there's just like something with moms that we just we don't get our dues all the time. Like people act like they give us dues and stuff like that, or one Mother's Day a year. Everybody got a day. You know what I'm saying? But at least what moms do, like try to society without moms. Like this, come on, bro. Like put some respect on my name. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
when I think torch, I think like what I'm saying. That's that je ne sais quoi, that aspect of it, like why I'm able to come and be comfortable, and talk, as a mom. Who else is listening to? Who else cares? Like what I'm saying. The questions that you're asking,
Yeah.
like people don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like in the everyday other aspects and realms that we exist in, like they already have their preconceived notions. They're not making space for me to express myself. No. So I
Yeah.
mean, my long answer per usual, but that's what I think of torch. And I always do flame, 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 flame. I love flame. Like like that means something to me. Hashtag 4 flames. That means something to me. I know it ain't words, but it's flame, flame, flame.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you.
Like you just want to pull out every time. Like you don't even care if there's cameras or nothing. It's just a cinematic. What I just did there. Anybody else see how I
Mhm.
benched that child that was in need? Anybody
Okay.
let me kiss that boo boo?
Okay. Yeah. Let it be
My
known.
kisses are magic.
Yeah.
They be like, "Mommy, can you kiss it?" Absolutely. Oh
That's
no,
what
my
we here for.
battery might cut out.
Is it?
Did
Is
you
it
hear
going
me?
out now?
Oh, it's a delay. I think the delay might be a low battery. I do have it on the chart.
Mm, let's see what's going on. Let's see if we can get her back on the mic, y'all. See if we can get her back on stage. So hold with us for a moment. And let you back in.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think the delay is due to my low battery.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you're willing to work through it, I'm willing to work through it.
Okay. I know a little song about working through.
Okay.
Man, okay. Yes. Oh, nice.
Okay. So now it's time for the spicy side of Torch Talk. Before we dive in to these thought provoking questions about relationships and intimacy, I want to remind everyone that this podcast aims to foster open and honest conversations. Our guest today has kindly agreed to discuss these intimate topics. Please note that discussing sensitive subjects requires mutual respect and consent. So, we've created a comfortable and safe space for our conversation. If at any point you feel uncomfortable, Indigo, remember that you have the option to skip questions or choose not to answer. With that said, let's explore these important aspects of personal growth and relationships together. So, for my first question, how do you navigate the unique challenges of dating and finding a romantic partner as a single mom and spiritual warrior?
Whew, you just dive right in, don't you? No, I'm playing. um, yeah, so it's yo, I don't I haven't I haven't been on a date in mad long. Like, so I might not even be qualified for the question. Like, I feel like people have this perception of people, like, oh yeah, you got mad people hollering at you. What does that matter? It'd be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one, that's not true. Most people, you know what I'm saying, just assume that mad people are talking to you so they don't try, I think, whatever. Maybe that's what intimidation means. I don't know. I don't get it. But
Mhm.
yeah, I haven't been on a date in quite some time, and my son's father still. I've been celibate for over a year now. I don't know. I might not be qualified for that question.
Okay.
I don't. The
So
answer is
we
I
can move
don't
to the next one.
navigate it. Look, I don't navigate it. I don't seek it out. People barely talk to me, and that's okay.
Yeah. Understood
I'm
it.
awkward. questions.
Look.
For real though, I think I'm asexual though, for real, for real. Like it don't mean that you're not sexual, you don't have a sexual side, but it just is not. It's not what motivates me per se, and I do feel like that's a difference. I haven't really delved into that too deeply yet, but I
Okay.
think, yeah, like I
Okay.
see like I see people. You know what I'm saying? Like I see people, and like I see energies, and stuff, and like outside of that, unless somebody lets me know that they like me, I'm really not usually not really thinking that way usually.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, are there any specific, let's say, rituals or practices that you engage in to create a sense of connection and intimacy, excuse me, with yourself, despite not currently being in a romantic relationship? Excuse the delay, you guys. I'm not even hearing anything on my end.
Mm, I don't lazy. I mean,
I'm not. I can hear you a little bit now, but at first I wasn't hearing anything.
okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I turned off the other camera. All right. My nice camera.
Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me now? It's fine now, right? It seems like it's going good.
Uh-huh. I can hear you
Okay.
very well.
So what's the last thing you heard?
I didn't hear anything after I asked the question.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could
'Cause I
see
was
you laughing and everything, but I couldn't hear anything.
like, making me wonder, was the guys letting me know don't say that? Like,
Listen.
I was laughing at how weird I am, like, because I was like, for real, I like bass, but I was like, the real answer should be masturbation, but I don't even do that. I don't know if it's laziness. I have no idea, but I just don't have an interest in it by myself. I
Okay.
mean, under
Okay.
duress, but that is not often. I don't know, man. Maybe the fact I haven't had a bed to myself in a while. I don't know. That's nothing. I could find the opportunity. I just don't. I
And
just
that's
don't.
another thing. Your bed is taken up.
You know, yeah. Like so, I do know for a fact that I like to like go on some sensual retreat. Like do something. I don't know. I gotta like explore that part of myself. I done delved into other areas, and like I felt like I wanted to be like a whole person before. Like, can you still hear me? It seems like it's delaying.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Yeah, be like a whole
Mhm.
person, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like sex itself, like, or like the physical intimacy, like there's other types of intimacy, of course, and everything like that. Like I said, vast. I don't know. Like that's me time, and that's about
Yeah.
it.
Hmm.
But and I don't care to create a character. Like I could, but I just don't want to, because is there's so many characters out there. You know what I'm saying? Like to be yourself is nobody else can be you. Like so so yeah, like I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh yeah, sex, right? So yeah, I was just saying there's other ways, but like the physical intimacy, like it's it's addicting. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people there's a lot of sex addicts out there and stuff like that, and everything. So like people just addicted to sex to the point where they're not even enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I have a very high sex drive. like, but it's not tied to my root behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like so like only with room for expression, and there's just like stipulations to that, like it is what it
Yeah.
is, and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I have other uses for my energy. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's you say how do you balance, I got kids, I got work, I got focusing on stuff and everything like that. Like, and we get bombarded so much in like media and stuff like that. Like, like I said, it's like they create the addiction. So, and I have also too, I'm just trying to be as transparent as possible. I have an addictive personality, and I'm aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's biological. I don't know where else it could come from. Like, because I know I see it in my family, like addiction to things and everything like that. So, and
Mm-hmm.
I've experienced it within myself. Like, I can really, really like something. like, like really like it, to the point
Mm-hmm.
where
Yeah.
I maneuver my day around this shit. You know what I'm saying? And be serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's low key addiction.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
um, so yeah, I don't, I believe in, freedom of expression, in all its different forms, as long as you're not harming anybody and it's all consensual and stuff like that. So I like to support and promote that as much as possible. But me myself, I'm born left us my own devices, like, but I'm curious, what I'm saying? I be like, I like
Yeah.
to hear about other people's experience. I like to hear about other people's experience. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool, that's different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I definitely want to know. So, I make sure I ask. Get a
Yes,
little spicy side, because we have that as moms and some of us don't,
right,
and even for some moms too, after pregnancy, it's not even on your brain, you know, you ain't even
yeah,
worried about it. We moving on with the day for real.
right,
So
right. I was just like,
yeah.
I don't know, man. It's like, not to say, people get, you get horny every now and again, like
Hmm.
the feeling. You're just like, oh, I could, it, but it's kind of like going for a burger. I could go for a burger. Make no more moves than that unless you got all the makers at home.
Yeah.
I don't want no fast food. I like to want to know, you start thinking about the perfect one.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool, that'd be nice. Too funny. But nah, that's true. Like, I mean,
I
I
take
do
that.
think that that side does get turned off sometimes, but like, that's where partnership comes in. Like I'm single. Like if I was in a relationship, I would probably have a different answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
Yeah.
like yeah, just having
Yeah.
that, having that level of support, is sometimes you go through seasons. I feel like even in a relationship, sometimes you want it more or less, or you got other things that's taking up your energy and stuff like that. So,
Mhm.
even being a mom, it's like we're not even allowed to really be expressive sexually, but it's like, where do people think these kids keep coming from? Like I'm clearly doing something. Somebody
Okay.
like something, like
So
yeah,
yeah.
niggas out here trying to
Hmm.
trap you.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like just her.
Mhm.
The kids don't keep me.
Let it be known. Because, yeah, like you said, where do they come from?
Where did it come from? Like,
But,
what are you talking here?
you know, that's another story. Well, I've enjoyed my time with you. I've enjoyed our conversation. I've enjoyed hearing your experiences and your story. I appreciate your transparency again and you being open, to come on and give us some gems and get in your business a little bit.
Whew,
And you get
happy
to
to have
be
you.
on the other side of the table. So that's another scene as well. So,
Yes. This has been fun. I definitely enjoy myself. It's been flame, 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 torch. you know, I'm just happy it all aligned. Like this is definitely destined. To whatever degree or nature, or even it was just the exchange. Like this, I mean, this is the shit we're here for. You know what I'm saying? Connection, collaboration, creation. Like, I mean, like I said, nobody's paying us to do this. We want to, and that's important. It's a choice.
Doing it
So
with love.
yes, hopefully you could hear me and all that other stuff. Sorry for breaking out and stuff like that. Yeah, my
It's
percentage
fine.
stayed so good and everything.
It's fine.
And I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I
Yes, you
mean,
are very welcome.
uh, follow Apex Radio Show. Like, if
Yes.
they get a chance, and then like that's where you see most of my stuff, and everything. And I don't know. I mean, I'm all about conversation having to be two ways and everything. So yeah, I mean, like I don't really have any products or anything like that right now, but that would be the best place to like when they do come out to know about
Okay.
them.
Yep. Yep. And I'll make sure I put it in the description and everything so they can find you
Amen.
without any issues.
Thank you.
Yep.
I
And
appreciate it.
before we close out, is there anyone that you would like to give flowers to?
Oh yeah, yeah. So today marks the anniversary of the death of my second son, his father and everything. He was a victim of gun violence, and justice has yet to be served. We do give out prayers and that the killers will be found and all that good stuff. But yeah, so there's been an overcome and everything this past year. In addition to everything else, we're talking about balance, and everything. So my heart goes out to anybody else who has any loved ones that's recently deceased or not recently. You still just feeling that pain. Just know you're not alone. You don't have to be alone. There is a process to grief, and just giving yourself space or finding somebody that can give you space is important. So I do want to shout out Robert Pixley and everything. I know he would have been a very proud father, to our kids. He was already a father, so and he was already, he loved his kids and everything like that. So I know he would have loved this one. So yeah, thank you
Well,
for that.
flowers to him. You are
Thank
very
you.
welcome. You are very welcome. And may he continue to rest in peace.
Amen.
So, again, I'm going to thank you so much, Indigo, for giving us the opportunity to share space with you. We truly appreciate your time and energy.
Thank you. All right. Loving everybody.
So, yes, negativity is forbidden and energy is power. Didn't have a backstage pass to check out the live stream? It'll be available for viewing on our YouTube channel, the Torch Mom Podcast. So be sure to subscribe, like, and share. If you have experiences or questions to share, send us an email to the torchmompodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at the Torch Mom Podcast. Remember, what you desire, you already have. We love you. Stay torch.
Play, 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 play.